Shot off Mariano Rivera. Cabrera drove in all 3 runs. Anibal Sanchez tries it today from Yankee Stadium. He's 9-7. 1:05 p.m. right here on 97.1 The Ticket. With the loss, Tigers stay 7 games ahead of Cleveland, who also fell to the Angels 5-2. Lions win their preseason opener over the Jets 26-17. Ziggy Ansah got the scoring started, returning an interception, 14 yards for the Lions' first score. Starters only played a couple series. Matt Stafford 3 for 8 for 58 yards. Reggie Bush 3 carries for 5 yards. It's Jason Duffner in the lead of the PGA Championship. He fired a record 7 under par 63, breaking the old Oak Hill course record. He is at 9 under par for the tournament. That's good for a 2-shot lead over Matt Kuchar, Jim Furyk, and Adam Scott. Tiger Woods is now 10 shots off the pace following a level par 70. He is at 1 over par. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 971theticket.com.
The following is a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate and Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Freed, alongside me, the co-host, Alex Nafusi, Harry Glantz. Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, what's up?
Good morning, guys. What's happening today?
August 10th, 2013. It's going to be up to 79 degrees, partly sunny and cloudy this morning, but a nice day, to say the least. A lot going on here. We're going to take all your calls on the Mortgage Show here, 248-539-9797. And we always take your calls at the office at 1-800-LOW-RATE. We have people there all day long to help you along. It's interesting what's going on, of course, in the mortgage industry as they're starting to move towards maybe the government and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac getting out of it. Actually, Obama had spoke this week on Wednesday to answer questions from Americans wondering what else can the government do as well if they don't do enough as it is already.
He's a mortgage expert, of course.
You know, the talk of getting rid of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, it's been around for a long time. It's got a head of steam now a little bit, but come on, you know what you're doing when you do something like that? All right, maybe you create more competition. Maybe you create a situation where the government, you know, everybody thinks they're quasi-government agencies. And the fact, I was talking about it with some people last night, and, you know, when we talk about bailing out the economy and bailouts and everything, just, you know, talk to me about a bailout that hasn't worked. Okay, and when you're helping people out, and you the reason why you help a bailout, okay, bad term, but when you bail something out, you're hoping that that it picks up the economy, it picks up that company, it picks up the situation, so the masses, everybody benefits, and
right.
Isn't that what's happening?
Part of the whole ownership, yeah.
Home ownership, you know, we sell loans through Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and you know, banks, mortgage bankers like us. We have a place to sell our loans and create an environment where people can go out and buy homes.
Most of those TARP programs actually work. If you went back just 3 or 4 years, again, the automobile industry has paid back their money. Now Fannie and Freddie paying back all their money that they didn't borrowed.
All work.
Well,
I mean, you got to be backed by. Why does it matter? So if you're Joe homeowner and your loan's not backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac and you're underwater, why can't you refinance it?
Well, they're talking about it, and that's where they went.
You're going to bail them out. Why does it matter?
So if there was no
help
Fannie
everybody.
So let me ask you this question: you run into a crisis, and there's no Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. Then what do you do?
I mean, you got to have somebody step up and do it, man.
There you go.
Like B of A bailed out Merrill Lynch.
There you go.
Well, I mean, someone's got to step up and do it. But you got to help everybody. You can't just pick and choose.
B of A bailed out the mortgage industry, okay, because they bought Countrywide at the time it was looked to be a good deal, and they bought a lot of toxic debt, and that helped save the mortgage the mortgage banking industry.
Well, the private market's going to step up, but definitely the government's there as a backstop and keeping affordability to 30-year mortgages, which, of course, is what we're experiencing here. All-time lows again, 40 or 50-year lows, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, maybe the first quarter of 2013 saw the best interest rates ever, but still unbelievable opportunities out there in the world of purchasing and refinancing.
Harvey, that's a great way to put it. Phenomenal. It's a phenomenal situation now. You've got rates that are at mid-60s lows. People are buying homes. You're coming, and I hate to say it, to the end of the summer of another great home buying year. Home buying and home sales will continue to be very, very strong through the end of the year and probably into next year. I mean, we're just in that type of cycle right now that people who want to take advantage, who can take advantage of their situation right now, this is the time to do it.
248-539-9797. We take all your calls here this morning.
With the market being hot, it's important that people really pay attention. You know, a lot of people, you know, they went through a down time. You know, we had the crash in 07 and 08, and there are a lot of people that are getting back on their feet, getting back on the market. You have have to do it the right way. I mean, some people, they're their own worst enemy. And I took a call the other day, and guys, he's a show listener. He's been listening forever. He's like, Alex, I should have called you a year ago. I shopped for the best rate, and I found this guy in California, and the deal dragged on and on and on and on. Well, what that means is the guy never locked his rate, and rates went up, and now he's scrambling. And he shopped for the best rate. He's like, I have my spreadsheet, I shopped for the best rate. Here we are again. We're 2013, and you give him the quote, everything's we're rocking and rolling. He's like, well, I'm shopping again. I got a eighth of a point lower, Alex. I'm like, dude, you've been at 6 3/4 for 18
You're losing
months.
money here.
You've cost yourself more money than you could possibly imagine by, I'm doing the air quotes, guys, by shopping for the best rate. Dude, some of these cats just can't get out of their own way. Dude, if you're going to hire someone to take care of you, let me take care of it, man.
Definitely get it done. The president also touted earlier this week home ownership is the key aspect of the American dream. And, of course, immigration reform and other ways to strengthen the housing market. Obama emphasized the importance of the housing market is to improve the broader economy. And definitely with homes appreciating here in Southeast Michigan, we've seen a tremendous amount of home improvement. Everyone's getting those projects done. Again, it could be anything from the roofing and the siding and the concrete work and fixing up just anything potentially in a house. Putting people back to work here in Southeast Michigan, that's really key.
Yeah, a lot of things going on when you talk about that, Harvey. People are staying in their houses longer. They're improving their homes, so they're buying, refrigerators, TVs, washers, dryers, grills. They're spending money, and Home Depot and stores like that. I mean, they're having a banner season because people are spending money like that. But also, Alex, you talk about it. We're our own worst enemy. Human beings, we're our own worst enemy.
Absolutely.
And there's an article that Billy gave to me, for show prep yesterday. Billy's in the office today. Buyers, not lenders, decide how much mortgage is too much, and we've been saying that forever.
Years.
Listen, we can get you approved for a specific amount.
Right.
All right. But it's up to you to decide if you're going to lay your head on your pillow and you want to make that payment. Lenders in general say, okay, we can get you approved for a $250,000 loan. Well, what if you only need a $200,000 loan? What if you only need $175,000?
And Harry, people say, they call the time, especially my first-time home buyers, and they're my favorite clients. But they say, well, how much house can I afford? Well, I don't know, dude. How much house can you afford? You tell me, man. What do you do on the weekends?
Yeah, do you want a $4,000 a month payment?
Yeah.
Do you want to go out to dinner? You want to go to the movies?
Yeah,
you want to have money left over?
Do you eat out Thursday through Sunday? Do you play golf twice a weekend? Do you go on vacation? Well, yeah, we do all those things. Well, then just because your income says X doesn't mean you can afford Y. You got to find that balance, man.
Right, that balance, and also your family can grow down the road. So things change, so you also have to be pretty flexible. 248-539-9797. We'll show you a whole bunch of tips on home ownership. We've got lots to talk about as we talk about refinancing home ownership. And Tony, you're our first caller in from St. Clair Shores. Good morning. You're live on the ticket.
Good morning, guys.
What's up,
Morning,
man?
Tone.
I'm good. What's
Hey,
up?
I got a question, actually, it's a real-time question. I'm going through it, as a matter of fact, yesterday. I was going through the HAMP program 3 years ago. I got in trouble like so many other people did, and I had get assistance from Step Forward, Michigan. They helped me out. They gave me $5,000, I'll just tell you, and they put a second lien on my home for 5 years to stay in the home for 5 years. Well, I got in trouble again this last year, and was going to go through a remodification. Well, they accepted my remodification, and I did a trial period for 3 weeks or 3 months, and they needed that second lien off the mortgage to do it. Well, the bank and the state just protracted it out, where they said it was too late to get the paperwork, and the state didn't send it on time to get it done, I guess, and the bank didn't give them the new terms on my remodification in time. It was something between those two guys. I don't want to get in the weeds on it, but I just they sold my house yesterday at a sheriff's sale, and I was just not aware of it. And they told me yesterday when I called.
You weren't aware of it. Hang on, Tony. You weren't aware of it. You had no idea. You didn't get a letter in the mail. There was nothing stuck on the door. They just sold it at sheriff's sale.
There's nothing on my door, guys.
You didn't get a letter.
I did not get a letter.
Nothing.
I got a letter 2 days ago from Trot and Trot to say, this is
Tony,
where you guys are at.
Are you paying the mortgage payment every month?
No.
They put me on a trial period.
No,
I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
But I paid the 3 month trial period, and that was going to be. And then they came up and said, "This is what your payment's going to be now through the remodification, but we still need to get that
Tony,
second loan
in the
subrogated, I believe.
in the last subordinated in the last 12 months, the first of every month, How many times did you make a mortgage payment?
I made it first. Well, in the trial period, I made it every month.
All right, then,
So you made 3 mortgage payments of 12?
Well, we were going through a remodification, and I guess so. I was like $8,000 behind.
I know, but dude, when you go through, I don't even know what remodification is. That's not even a real thing.
Just
so
a
you know.
modification.
When you have a payment, dude, just because you're refinancing or doing a remodification doesn't mean you can stop making your payment.
Look, let me wrap this up even. Let's wrap this
so
up.
you have to make a payment every single time. And when you don't make a payment, the bank takes the house back.
Can Tony go rent somewhere else in the future? Because it sounds like they're going to sell the house, and obviously
I would
has a
have
mini
Tony
payment.
call a real estate attorney first. That's what you got to do, Tony. You have to call a real estate attorney. You have to see where you stand. You have to have somebody call that the law firm that you said Trott and Trott, and you got to make some arrangements here. You got to get on your horse and you got to do something right now. You can't wait any longer. So to me.
Sure.
You just got to call an attorney. You got to figure it out. Let somebody else do that for you because, it's late, man. I mean, it's very, very late.
All right. Thank you for the
Thanks,
call.
Tony.
Again, if you run into that situation where you haven't made payments on your house, yes, the inevitable is going to happen.
Guys,
You're going to be foreclosed on.
This is a pretty simple thing. If you're not making the payment and the lien is
You don't
securitized
get to
against your
stay.
property, you don't get to stay in the house.
Not
You don't get
forever.
to stay.
248-539-9797. We'll be right back.
5 years ago, we had over 100,000 homes for sale here in Southeast Michigan. Today, we have less than 30,000 homes for sale. This is Realtor Jeff Glover. What this means to you is there has never been a better time to take advantage of today's market. And don't wait because interest rates are already on the increase. But don't just take it from me.
Hi, this is Mike Craig from Brighton, Michigan, and I called Jeff Glover when it was time to sell my house. I heard Jeff's ads on the radio, and just like the ads say, he gave me a clear and concise plan to market my house, and he delivered on that plan. He got my home in Brighton sold in less than 2 weeks. Jeff got me a great price for my house with no contingencies. That's money in the bank.
Jeff Glover has sold more homes than anyone else this year in Southeast Michigan. Homeowners who sell their homes with Jeff get over 97% of their asking price and sell their homes in an average of 23 days. Call Jeff Glover today at 855-JEFF-SELLS. Whether your home is in Plymouth, Birmingham, Brighton, Shelby Township, or Ann Arbor, Jeff will get it sold. Call Jeff at 855-JEFF-SELLS or online at jeffgloversells.com. With Realtor Jeff Glover, your home is here today and gone tomorrow.
This is it, the ABC Warehouse 50th Anniversary Sale. The absolute biggest sale in our 50-year history. There has never been a better time to save on top brand appliances, electronics, HDTVs, mattresses, and more. Get deep discounts of up to 70% off store-wide and take up to 5 years to pay. Right now, a Sealy mattress set, any size, even king, just $99 each piece. Get free delivery plus a free HDTV with many other mattress sets. Get closest thing to wholesale bargains and some of our lowest prices ever. ABC Warehouse has been beating all deals since 1963. Right now, a 60-inch LG 1080p HD TV is just $799, and a 51-inch Samsung is only $498. The deals on appliances are just as impressive. Get a Hotpoint by GE extra large capacity washer or dryer, just $247 each. Family size refrigerators, $337 or less to beat the competition. Plus, get a free gift included with hundreds of items store-wide. Don't miss the ABC Warehouse 50th Anniversary Sale. We beat all deals, and this sale beats all sales. ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Capital Mortgage Funding is a proud division of United Shore Financial Services, NMLS number 3038, Equal Housing Lender. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.
Because you've booked with Booking.com, you, freedom lover, are on the road and carefree. You're not worried that dealership billboards spoil beautiful views or that the fresh, cool breeze gives you a mouthful of fumes. No, because you know in just a few more miles, you'll be free to rock around in the perfect booking hotel, treehouse, or rustic cottage of your dreams. Thanks to Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah!
This week we're talking PGA Championship, and we look at two great courses, Fieldstone and Little Traverse Bay, both twosomes for just $75 at LessonOnGolf.com. Lesson on Golf, weekend, 7 a.m., 97.1 The Ticket.
The National Football League. One more reason when you think of sports, you think of Detroit's #1 sports station.
97.1 The Ticket.
to the show till 10 o'clock. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. You can also send us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. Or we take your calls here in the studio, 248-539-9797. And we got some callers on the line and lots to cover this morning. Ken from Wall Lake, good morning.
How's it going? I was called in wondering if after a bankruptcy you can get a mortgage.
Sure.
And if so, how long?
You can totally get it. Was it Chapter 7 or 13?
Actually, we did a 7. I think we went to the wrong lawyer.
Okay.
And got bad advice.
All right.
So we ended up doing the 11.
That's for corporations, not for individuals.
Maybe a 13 first, and then it's 7.
That's okay.
13.
So Chapter 13. So you reorganized your debt, and you were still paying on it, right?
Right.
Okay.
And
That's
that
a 13.
didn't work out because not only did I take a 50% cut in pay because our plan closed, the wife took a 50% or a 30% cut in pay because Comerica was reorganizing.
Okay.
Right.
But nonetheless, with that being said, it is possible.
Yeah, absolutely, Ken. Was there a house in the bankruptcy?
Yes.
So it was a foreclosure also, not just a bankruptcy.
I don't know is that it shows up on the paperwork as a foreclosure.
What does it show up
That
as?
house was sold before it went to a sheriff's sale.
So did you sell it for more than you owe on it?
I didn't sell it.
Yeah, it's a foreclosure. You need 3 years from the date of the sheriff's sale.
Okay.
So, we'll have to go to the county. We can pull the record. We can pull the deed. Whenever the sheriff's sale was completed, you need 3 years from that date before you can buy another house.
Okay. And does your company handle that sort of thing?
Sure. Absolutely, man. There's nothing. Once you get to that date, once you get from that 3 year spread, you can buy again.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
I missed that day. When did you say it was, Ken?
It's right at the 3 year mark.
Okay.
Or even past it now.
Oh, fantastic. All right. If you've saved your money and reestablished your credit, yeah, you're back in the housing game. I'll follow up with a phone call right after the show. We appreciate your call this morning. 248-539-9797. Let me try Don. Good morning, Don from Sterling Heights. What's up?
Hi, how are you today?
Good.
Thanks,
how are you,
morning, Don.
Good. About 5 years ago, it was in December. I called my mortgage company and told them I couldn't make the payment in December because I was flying a family member in for Christmas. I told them I'd make the 2 payments in January, and they said okay. So I made the first payment in January and went to make the second payment, and they said that they could do a skip loan or something like that for half of it, and then the rest would do something else. And I said okay. So we wrote them out a check for it. About 2 years later, they sent us a paper saying that we missed a payment and we owed a payment and we were behind. So I called the girl that made the deal with me because they're saying it was the January payment that I missed. I called the girl that made the deal with me and she was out on maternity leave. Well, some other guy got involved and then they started coming to my house and calling me like 2 and 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Beating on my door and calling me, telling me I was behind.
Right.
And we kept telling them to go back to this lady. Well, all of a sudden, it just stopped.
Okay.
Now, 5 years later, they're calling us. They're telling us that we're 2 payments behind, and they're harassing us again.
Right.
Well, then my bank account, 2 payments got taken out of my bank account. They had forged my name and took a payment out of my bank account.
He
they
needs
did
an
not.
attorney.
They didn't. No one forged your name, dude. And here's how you avoid the situation: you don't fly somebody in for Christmas and not make a mortgage payment. You don't. That's not your choice, dude. You borrowed money. You signed on the dotted line that said, I'm going to pay this much every single month for 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, whatever it is. That's not your choice, dude. You don't get to say, I'm not going to make a payment because I'm going to fly someone in for Christmas. That's how you avoid these type of conflicts.
Right.
Who's the maternity leave? Do you is there more than one person at this bank? Is it a small credit union or something?
There was 3 of them.
There were 3 people at this
There
bank.
was 3 people were coming to my house and calling me and beating on my door.
Is it a small Don? Is it a small bank, like a small credit union or something?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Okay, there's way more to this story.
And
There's way more to the story.
There's no more to this story than what I just told you.
So a Fortune 500 company, a bank, a publicly traded bank, signed your name and sent 3 goons to your house to collect the money.
Better yet, they took the money.
Goons. It was a guy and two girls.
And they took the money out of the account.
They just
We're gonna
harassed me, and they were calling me, telling me they were going to foreclose on my house.
Well, you need some legal advice.
You should make the payment on time. You don't just say I'm not going to make a payment and fly someone in for Christmas.
Yeah, Alex will call you after the show. We'll get names and phone numbers.
I will not call him after the show.
No, you're not going to call him?
I will definitely not call
him.
Well,
I need names and phone numbers, and I want to make some calls because I want to investigate this because, these are the kinds of things I deal with every day, right?
I mean, do people... Are they still being taken advantage of? Perhaps. 248-539-9797. Here's another reason to call us. Thinking of refinancing? Yeah, why not give us a call or email? We take pride in educating and bettering your situation, your financial situations. So many homeowners haven't taken advantage of these lower interest rates, or more importantly, they keep going back to these strange institutions where, I don't know, well, like he said, one lady takes off or she had a baby, and before you know it, no one can handle his situation.
That's unheard of.
This is the best argument I have for not dealing with clowns out there. That's
but why
for sure.
wouldn't you go to somebody who's experienced? That's where Harvey's going. Don't go back to the same place. Go to places where, you know what, you can get service. And how about going to a place where all they do are mortgage transactions?
I like that idea. Absolutely. How about Capital Mortgage? 1-800-LOW-RATE. We have people in the office all day today. It's as simple as that. 1-800-569-7283.
I flew someone in. I just told them I wasn't going to make a payment. It's outstanding.
I mean, truly, if your lender hasn't already called you to tell you there's a little refinance thing going on, or a HARP loan, or a FHA streamlined refinance that you should look into, you probably should forget about them and maybe call Capital today.
Isn't it about
a
relationship that you've had or that you've heard of, or people have a good reputation? Those are the people you have to call, trust, make sure that they're licensed, make sure that they've been in the business for a number of years, they've done these types of transactions. I mean, it's the world has changed in mortgage banking. Yes, we need a lot more documentation. Yes, there are a lot of things that you haven't had to do as consumers that you have to do now. All right, but you have to go to a place where they have a process that they take you through it step by step. You might get irritated because we ask you a lot of questions, we ask for a lot of documentation, but shouldn't that put some confidence in you and say, you know what?
Yeah.
Things aren't the way they used to be. I've got to get these people more than I did before.
Yeah, it's a little bit different out there. 248-539-9797. Different could be good. Again, we're trying to keep build stronger communities by having a stronger system out there. They're talking about making more and more changes. The the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, more and more trying to make things even easier. They're quite easy now, but you definitely have your ducks in a row, and that has to do with, I'm going to start calling it the documentation. Your ducks are your documents. Your documents are key to everything now. Want to thank, actually follow from last week's show. We had was Tino Police on here from Big Sky Development, talking about all the new construction that he's got going on out in I know it's Genesee County and the tip of Livingston County, and many, many projects across Southeast Michigan. Again, there's a shortage of homes out there, so we're starting to see more and more builders putting up homes. And again, there's spec homes that are available for some builders. Other builders, you can sit down with them now and really prepare yourself for your next year purchase. Again, construction phase, usually 9 to 12 months. You can sit down, pick out your lot, and then figure out how you're going to get your house sold. Home value is going up. We got a lot to talk about regarding all of these different things, including what we call mirage listings. We'll talk a little bit about that. But we also got Greg on the line from Livonia, so we'll go to Greg. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, guys.
Morning, Greg.
Love your show, first of all.
Thank you, sir.
Quick question. Regarding short sales, my current wife went through a short sale, and I actually went through a short sale as well about 6 years ago. Market crash, divorce, that type of thing. Now, the question I have is I've heard of a lot of people that get threatening letters. I got it for a while, and then it stopped. And we're thinking about combining money again, and there's still this deficiency out there. And my question is, what's the likelihood? Because mine, I heard the statute of limitations on it 6 years after the first missed payment. So mine, if that's true, is they can't come after me. Hers, they still have a few years to come after her. But I haven't actually heard of the banks doing it. How often do they come after you for that deficiency? She brought $15,000 to the bank at close. They accepted it, but it didn't cover it.
I've heard it happen. I would say maybe 50-50. When you do a short sale, your attorney should negotiate that they waive the deficiency. If you get some slappy attorney that just goes in and you give them $1,000 to do the short sale, they're probably going to come after you. But I mean, a good attorney, when you short sell that house, they're supposed to waive the deficiency. But I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, you signed on that dotted line, and they can garnish your wages. I mean, they can come after you. I don't know what the limitations is on it, but I mean, they can definitely come after you.
We also know the second lien holders, and that's the key. Greg, did you have a second lien? Or did she?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
that's
and the
the key.
deficiency is the second lien holder.
Yeah, they're going to likely
They're
come
coming after you for
yeah,
that one,
they're going to
man.
probably you're going to want to hire an attorney, and that's what some of the local attorneys, real estate attorneys, have been doing. They're negotiating settlements on these. So we definitely will follow up with that.
Greg, that's a full recourse loan. It's like a credit card. Doesn't go away.
Right. Well, no, we figured that amount. It's we figured that. It's just I was just curious if you guys have actually heard of anybody.
Yes,
I
have.
Especially in Michigan in the last few years, there was a lot of people that were forced into either foreclosures or these types of things, and asking around and even reading the blogs and the boards, understand that they can come after you, but I haven't actually heard of anybody or any situation where they did.
No, they definitely can, and what they'll do is they'll leave it on your credit report as a collection.
Now they charged it off. They just put debt charge off.
That means you owe the money. You can't get another.
It's not going to go away.
Yeah,
it's not going to go away.
And that doesn't mean they won't hire somebody, a collection attorney, to come after you.
Yeah,
because a collection attorney, they get paid a lot of money to do that.
One day you're going to have to settle up with them. Greg, we're going to give you a real estate attorney to handle that for you. Again, get in front of that problem before it becomes something down the road. Clean things up now. You can become a homeowner down the road.
I understand people grind through it sometimes. And we take these calls like, oh, the market crashed and I had to do this. I think I bought the house I'm in now, in 2005. So I bought it prior to the crash. I bought it at the peak of the market, not the day. Like to the actual second of the peak of the housing market, I was sitting on the dotted line, and the market crashed. You know what I did? I paid it off. I sat down and looked at all my numbers. I don't make that much money. I'm dead. I don't. I sat down and looked. I'm like, well, dude, we got a problem. I owe X on the house. It's now worth half. I got to figure this out.
All right, we're up against the break. 248-539-9797. We come back. We'll show you how to do it like Alex does.
97.1 The Ticket.
Timmy?
Dad, what's up, big guy?
I can't sleep.
Oh, you're excited because we're going to Cedar Point tomorrow.
Can we try Junior Gemini and Planet Snoopy?
You know it, bucko.
And ride every ride twice and see all the dinosaurs and dinosaurs alive?
You bet we will.
And can I take my t-shirt off on the beach and everything?
No, we've talked about that.
Connect with your kids on over 45 rides. Cedar Point. Thrills connect. Save on tickets at cedarpoint.com.
So where can you find affordable health insurance? National Benefit Plans, that's where. Hi, Mike Prepura here. For over 20 years, we've provided affordable health insurance for Metro Detroiters just like you. Call 877-734-2200. Your plan can include dental, vision, prescription, your choice of doctors, hospitals, life insurance, whatever you need. Call 877-734-2200. That's 877-734-2200 or on the web at nbphealth.com. And remember, National Benefit Plans would like to be your health and life insurance agency for a lifetime.
Family Guy is off the hook.
Griffin residence. Mr. Griffin. Who is this? How do you know my name? Give me back my son!
Filled with hang-ups.
Hey, guys. Is everyone on the phone?
I gotta go.
Something's in the oven.
I lost a shoe. No, don't leave me on the phone with her.
Stewie?
Hey. And crank calls.
May I speak to the man of the house?
This is the woman of the house, and there is no man living here.
How you paying for this phone?
Family Guy. Phoning in the funny. Don't miss Family Guy. Weeknights at 6:30 and 11 on CW50.
This is the sound of relief. This is the sound of reliability. And this is the sound of a normal day. When oil prices return to normal and customers who stayed with Oil Heat can reward themselves with the sound of a pat on the back.
Find out more about today's oil heat at IntelligentWarmth.com, brought to you by the National Oil Heat Research Alliance and the locally owned and operated members of the Michigan Petroleum Association.
93 The Crave. And we're back with the Castle Chicks, White Castle's newest stars. Let's take a call.
Hello? I am so in love with the Castle Chicks. Savory, BB Cutie, and Cheddar Bacon. I can't get enough of that flavor. Neither can my husband, though he won't admit it.
What's not to love? There are 3 new grilled chicken sliders. Savory, then there's Western barbecue, and of course, bacon and cheddar.
Honey, did you call the radio again?
No, just your mother.
Nice save. Only at White Castle.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. I mean Wednesday, Wednesday, Wednesday. The Snake and Mongoose movie's coming to your town. See Jesse Williams, the star of Grey's Anatomy, play drag racing champion Don the Snake Prudhomme, while Richard Blake plays Don's best friend and arch rival, Tom the Mongoose McEwen. These guys put Hot Wheels and drag racing on the map. Hear the roar of the dragsters and the great 60s and 70s music you love. Be there. Opens Wednesday at the Uptown Palladium 12 in Birmingham.
Attention Bright House Network's customers. Everyone's talking about the final season of Dexter on Showtime, and the critics keep raving, calling it thrilling, 4 stars, pulse-pounding excitement, and Dexter fans are dying to see what happens next. But since Bright House Networks has dropped Showtime, you've been left in the dark. So call 1-855-222-0102 now and tell them enough is enough and you want Showtime back. For more information, go to sho.com/Bright Networks.
When you're on the go, Breath Savers mints are your go-to mints. Because you need to do more than just mask your bad breath. You need to get rid of it. And only Breath Savers mints have powerful Nutritin to neutralize bad breath. Breath Savers. Don't take chances. Hit the mints.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Adam, the American Divorce Association for Men. Drama at Yankee Stadium, but the Tigers still fall 4-3 in 10 innings, ending their 12-game winning streak. This after Miguel Cabrera tied the score at 3 with a 2-out, 2-run home run off Mariano Rivera in the top of the 9th. Alex Rodriguez received a mixed response when he batted for the first time after appealing his suspension. Today, it's Anibal Sanchez, 1:05 p.m. right here on The Ticket. Tigers stay 7 games ahead of second-place Cleveland in the Central. Lions win their preseason opener 26-17 over the Jets. Ziggy Ansah returned an interception 14 yards for a score. Matt Stafford 3 for 8 for 58 yards in playing just 2 series. At the PGA Championship, the leader is Jason Duffner through 2 rounds. He's at 9 under par, good for a 2-shot lead over Jim Furyk, Adam Scott, and Matt Kuchar. Defending champ Rory McIlroy's level par. Tiger Woods 10 shots back at +1. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 971theticket.com.
97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text The Ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
All right, welcome back to the show. I like that one. 248-539-9797. We take all your calls here. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. I know Billy and the guys are at the office. Want to thank the Slobin team for sending me an article here about improving your credit. And again, credit's always a part of getting a mortgage, as you all know out there. You definitely have to have a 640 or higher credit score. And if you do have those lower credit scores, you need to have at least 3 trade lines. And people always ask, the general thing is, how do I improve my credit? Well, it starts with getting some credit, usually a secured credit card or maybe a small department store, and then it leads from you paying your bills on time. It's pretty simple stuff. And Alex, sometimes you simplify it, as you said before earlier in the show. You know, you sign your name here. Here's what the numbers are. This is what you're agreeing to. It's not that complicated.
Well, I mean, here, people talk about taking, I lost 50% of my income. I lost 30% of my income. Okay, last time I checked, mortgage guys, we're paid based on the amount of loans we write. That's how mortgage companies make money, by the amount of volume they do. So if house values drop 50% in 2008, what do you think my income hit was? Mathematically, it's 50%.
There you go.
What did I do? I sat down, I looked at all my numbers, and I said, all right, dude, we got to figure this out, man. We got to figure a way to pay this crib off. Okay.
You got to hard. Put a plan together. There's financial advisors out there that can help you. More professional people out there to help you than ever before. 248-539-9797. We'll get you set up with those people. Continue the conversation with some of these calls because we've got more to add to this morning's show. Let's anyone you want here. Who are you going to go with?
I don't care. Let's go to Pat.
All right, Pat. Good morning. Welcome to the show from Livonia. Go ahead, sir.
Pat, what's up?
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
No problem. Thank you, sir.
Basically, essentially want to know is HAMP a good thing? Is it legit, or is it good for me? My first initiation to the program was Thursday night. Went downtown, talked to a big mortgage company, our mortgage company, and just came away with it feeling kind of shady about the whole thing, and I'm wondering if it's right for me.
Well, Pat, let me ask you a question. You say HAMP. The HAMP is a modification program. Are you just trying to refinance, or was there like a hardship you're trying to do a modification?
Yes. Well, modification.
Are you working right now?
Yes.
Okay. You probably don't want to do a modification. I think you just want to do a regular old school HARP refinance. What's your current balance on the mortgage right now, sir?
125.
And what's the interest rate?
About 134, about 6.9.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can probably just do like an old school refinance on that. It says you're calling from Livonia?
Yes.
What's the house worth?
If I had to guess, probably about 90 to 100.
So that's actually it's not a modification. It's going to be actually just a HARP refinance. Is all that's going to be.
When you went downtown last night, did they ask you any of the questions we're asking you right now?
No. Basically, they wanted to verify income. But we got behind on the current payment. That's why.
Are you behind currently?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, here's the thing you're going to want to do, man. I'm going to call after the show. I'm going to put you in touch with an attorney. You're not going to want to do the modification. That's going to be what I call the hamster wheel. If you go that route you're going right now, you're just going to be running round and round and round, and it's never going to happen. And you're going to be one of those guys that calls in a year and says, "Hey, I applied for this modification, never happened," and then there's someone else at sheriff's sale.
Are you able to continue to make the payment?
This is why I called, because guys, they told us it took 4 hours to sit there and go through the approval process. They told us we were approved. We don't have any paperwork. It's supposed to arrive on Monday. And I've since then researched and seen all these horror stories online about people who started paying their trial period payments and never got off of it. And then we're told by the mortgage companies that they were not approved. And
Right, and then they have 6 or 7 late payments and the house goes to foreclosure.
Are you able to make the current payment?
It's a struggle. I mean, reduction of income, it's a struggle. And that's the problem, is the credit then has downgraded to a point where I don't qualify for a refi.
Right. You know what, Pat? Let's call you off to there.
I'll give him Ryan's number after the show.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll call you in about 20 minutes, Pat, and give you someone's number.
Thanks for the call again. 248-539-9797. You know what? I like the fact, though, that he made the phone call this morning. It shouldn't take you 4 hours to do anything, by the way. I'm not happy about that.
And that's like you're buying a timeshare. You get stuck in there. You got to walk through that airport, in Mexico, and you got to run through as quick as you can. You need a cab.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something. First of all, I never went in that line. Okay, because I saw the sheep going in that line. I went to the other line to get out of the airport as fast as I could, not go on one of those.
Don't talk to anyone in the blue shirt. Don't talk to anyone in the blue shirt.
Unbelievable.
Guys, here's the thing, man. If you want to stay in your house, and again, like I know that I get mad times and I get all jacked up, but I mean, I understand. I'm a local guy. I've lived here my entire life. I understand that, everything being so auto industry heavy here, people go through rough times. I'm with you, man. I got your back on it. But you need to retain an attorney, somebody that's professional to represent you. You can't go to these things that you read about a blog or you see an ad in the paper and you walk in and you talk to some $8 an hour employee that's going to all of a sudden walk you through. I mean, you're dealing with $125,000. You're going to talk to some cat you read in the paper about.
You also have to decide if you want to keep that house.
Exactly.
I think ultimately you have to decide what your plan is. You got to sit down with your wife, whoever your people are, and say, look, are we keeping this house or not? And if we're not, let's hire an attorney to do it the right way so that, again, they don't come after us on the second mortgage.
You got to have someone that represents you, man.
248-539-9797. We have some open lines. We'll take your calls all morning long. Just want to throw this out there, the Mirage listing out there. This is coming up quite a bit. Many of you families out there listening to the show have been out trying to buy these houses. And again, sometimes you can't figure out why your offer is not even being countered for that matter. A mirage here is in optics term, is the deceptive appearance of a distant object. Well,
thank you, Harvey.
I see that every day in our office.
Yes. What could be deceptive is the fact that here's a house listed. It's for sale. You can go in and you can view it. You can make an offer on it. It looks gorgeous. It's been completely remodeled. And that's sort of the problem, is what the seller might need to sell the house for and what you're willing to pay for it, what will comp out, is two different things. So there's been a big difference on what a house might appraise for. And again, can you make a deal with the seller, or are you willing to pay the difference? So a lot of the families out there that are trying to purchase a house, this has been a big hurdle because everyone's bidding and overbidding on these houses, driving the sales price up. Ultimately, if the house doesn't appraise, who has the money? Which buyer has the money to make up the difference, and are they willing to? Again, you need to really have your ducks in a row. We talk about this more than ever. The purchase industry has changed. You have to understand when you make that offer, all the different things that can take place after the appraisal's done.
Yeah, people are overpaying for houses, but that's their choice because it's a lifestyle. The fact of the matter is the house is not going to appraise. Okay, so then you have to make up the difference. All right, we can't go ahead and rebut every single appraisal, and if it's coming in lower, and the true.
What about the pole barn here?
The true test is, what are homes in that area selling for currently? All right, so if they're going for 250, 247, 248, 245, chances are that property is going to come in between 245 and 250. If you want to pay $270,000 for it, that's fine. You just have to come up with that additional $20,000 in cash. That's okay.
Totally fine.
That's
and
fine.
There's many families out there.
But
Find out
let's
again.
understand that. Let's everybody understand that. Everybody get on the same page. And oh, by the way, there's nothing wrong with it. If you want to be in that school district, if you want to be in that area, if you love the house, it's got everything that you want in it. That's fine. Because I got news for you. $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 more over. You're going to be in the house 15, 20, 25 years. It's not a big deal.
More often than not, these homes have been completely remodeled. They really have been upgraded. Right. You may not have to put money into them. Or do you buy the less expensive one, and then that's how you can get into the neighborhood and decide when you want to do these improvements.
But as we were talking about at the opening of the show, listen, you've got to lay your head down on that pillow at night and be very comfortable with that payment. Because not only do you have to pay for the house, but there's taxes, insurances, there's upkeep, maintenance of the house, there's utilities, there's all the things that you want to put in the house, the furniture and all those things. When you buy a house, it's just not that monthly payment. We've got to get out of the monthly payment mentality. $2,500 a month.
Well, that's
$1,200 a month.
That's what we try to do for our clients, and what I do, especially some of my younger buyers. With values, when they tanked as much as they did, all of a sudden you get some of these houses that are 3,000 square feet going for $150,000. And you have families that come in there making $60,000 a year, and yeah, you can qualify for the mortgage payment. I sit down, I'm like, dude, you got 3 kids. You all of a sudden have a 3,000 square foot house now. Do you know how much that's going to cost you in February to heat that thing? That's going to be $600 a month, man, easily.
Or in the summer, $400 electric bills on a 3,000 square foot house. They can add up quickly. 248-539-9797. We've got some open lines here if you want to come on back and join us. We're up against a break. Also, want to tell you to call Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Keep it here.
97.1 The Ticket. Let's be honest, shopping for tires isn't as much fun as, say, shopping for new shoes. But Bell Tire makes it better. With help from their tire experts and the lowest prices anywhere, tire shopping's actually easy.
At Bell Tire, we shop the competition every day to make sure you always get the lowest tire price, period. We challenge you to find a lower price anywhere on all the top brand name tires in the business. In the rare case you do find a lower tire price someplace else, just bring it in and show us. We'll beat it, guaranteed. See BellTire.com for lowest price guarantee details. You can always count on Bell Tire for the lowest tire price, period.
Hey, now I've got new shoes for me and my car. Perfect.
It's not your usual tire store. It's Bell Tire. Better at every turn.
Bell Tire, with over 80 locations there in your neighborhood. For the Bell Tire near you, call 888-GO-BELL or log on to BellTire.com. Hurry to Bell Tire today.
Of all the new things we're doing at the Lincoln Motor Company, we're very pleased to introduce Lincoln Concierge. Inspired by the luxury hotel experience, Lincoln Concierge assists you during your shopping process. Available 24/7 at Lincoln.com, your Lincoln Concierge is a personal service tailored to the way you shop. Looking into a new Lincoln MKZ? Your concierge will point out that with an available retractable panoramic roof, it offers the largest effective roof opening among sedans. Then they'd probably point out that the MKZ is available as a hybrid, too. Talk with your concierge real-time via text or one-way video, or call our concierge line. To meet your Lincoln Concierge, register at Lincoln.com.
The Lincoln Summer Invitation is on. Get our best offers of the year on the all-new 2013 Lincoln MKZ or MKZ Hybrid. Video chat not available on all mobile or tablet devices. Customer negotiates final price. Retractable roof is based on effective roof opening as measured by Webasto.
Downloading, hosted applications, data backups. Driving your business forward takes bandwidth. Lots of it. So you need technology that can keep up while keeping costs down. Comcast Business has the speed and savings your business needs to succeed. Sign up for Comcast Business Internet now, and you can add phone and TV for just $34.90 more a month. Comcast Business offers lightning-fast internet, faster than standard DSL or T1 from the phone company. And Comcast Business is the fastest business internet provider in the nation 2 years in a row, according to PC Mag. Switch to Comcast Business Internet today, and you can add phone and TV for just $34.90 more a month. Say goodbye to the phone company. Switch to Comcast Business Internet, Phone, and TV today. Call 1-800-501-6000 now. Comcast Business. Drive savings.
Offer ends September 30, 2013. Restrictions apply. Limited to one voice line and private view TV for new business customers. 2-year contract required. Requires Comcast Business Internet at an additional monthly charge. Equipment installation, taxes, and fees extra.
This is your stomach talking to you. Listen closely.
Ooh, I'm hungry for a delicious submarine sandwich. And not just some wimpy sub you'll find on every corner. I want a meaty, grilled-to-order sub. Like a juicy steak and cheese from Detroit's original sub shop. That's Tubby's Submarine.
Satisfy your stomach's desire. Go to Tubby'sGrill.com to find a store nearest you.
Tubby's is a proud sponsor of Cornerstone School's Be a Tiger for Kids summer event. Make a donation and receive your tickets to the tailgate party and game by visiting cornerstoneschools.org.
Is your name Bill Smith? Sure is. Do you have brown eyes? Yep, I do. Is your credit card maxed out?
I don't think so. Ah!
Ever missed a bill payment?
No! Ah!
Ever take a pen from your office?
No, never! No, please stop! Ah!
Ever feel like most stores go a little too far with credit checks? Next time, shop Rent-A-Center and get the brands you want without a credit check. See store for details. No credit check or credit required. Refers to rental purchase transactions.
Don't miss the Tigers taking on the Kansas City Royals in a 5-game matchup. Thursday, August 15th through Sunday the 18th. Great seats are still available. Fridays double the fun with a day-night doubleheader. Game 1 at 1:08, Game 2 at 7:08. Stick around after Friday and Saturday's games for a post-game fireworks show. Sunday's Kids Day. All kids 14 and under receive a free back-to-school pencil set, plus face painting, free rides on the Ferris wheel and carousel, post-game kids run the bases, and more. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Avoid confusion. Set all your buttons to 97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show. We broadcast till 10 o'clock. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show. 1-800-LOW-RATE at Capital Mortgage here in the studio. 248-539-9797. Harvey Freed, Harry Glanz, Alex Nafusi here to answer your questions. And we always take your emails at mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. Again, a lot of families out there want to know, do they qualify to purchase a new house without selling their existing one? And again, getting that whole timing thing, the answer is yes. In many occasions, you do have to have reserves. The process of juggling two mortgages can be a little daunting, but there are many pieces involved in the transaction. They can all come together if you qualify, if you can close on the new house and, really start getting some action on your house. If you have the knowledge that your existing house will sell in a 30 or 60-day time period, call the real estate agents now. Find out what the activity is on your existing house, and, of course, that'll give you a little bit more comfort zone moving forward on another home.
Well, purchase transactions are more difficult nowadays because we do need more documentation. If you're going to keep an old house, okay, we need to see, A, where's the money coming from the new house, B, that you have reserves, 6 months reserves, that you're not going to just buy and bail on the old house. Yeah, that's a term that's used in the industry, buy and bail. You're going to get the new house and then say, see you later on the old house. We cannot have that happen. If there's any evidence that that's going to happen, that's going to be tricky getting into the new house. And number 3 is, the most important thing is that when you sit down and you decide that you want to have 2 house payments, and yes, you could have 2 house payments for a long period of time.
You got to be careful with that.
You got to be careful, and you have to sit down with somebody that's going to advise you and counsel you on what the pitfalls are in doing a transaction like that. But as Alex Nafusi likes to say, it's a regular old transaction, okay? If you qualify, if you have the assets to back it up, and you're going to put your head down at that pillow at night, and I use that term a lot because you have to be comfortable with it, the transaction could be a good transaction.
All right. You know what? Let's go to some phone calls here. We will go to looking for a purchase. Jeremy out there in Flint. Good morning. You are live on the Ticket on line 8. There you are. Good morning, Jeremy.
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, sir. What's up?
Me and my wife were looking to purchase our first home probably around by spring or next summer. And we're just wondering how early in the process to get mortgage company involved, real estate agent, and who we should talk to make sure our credit's up to par by that point.
I don't think it's ever too early to start talking to a lender or a realtor. I think that if we pull some documents together now, we can look at your credit, we can look at your income, and if there's anything on your credit that's a blemish, I mean, anything could come up, maybe of a collection from 10 years ago, something you don't even know about.
Right.
We can address it now. We can take care of it and move forward. I also think hooking up with a good realtor to start looking now. You start looking at houses and you can see what's out there. You can kind of, you and your wife can make that Sunday drive and check out the areas you like. And that way, when you're ready to roll come spring, it'll all fall into place and be all set. I mean, I don't think it's ever too early.
Okay. All right, good.
Let me call after the show, Jeremy, and we'll get that taken care of for you.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, guys.
You got it. Thanks, man.
A couple things there. Definitely any of the busy real estate agents, they're not going to show you homes unless you have an approval letter again, but you might want to get a taste of it now. So you can, talk to them, tell them you're going to hire them for all these different reasons, and maybe get a taste of the homes that are for sale now. I do have some families that won't be able to purchase till about November, December, and they're asking, when should I get out there? Well, maybe now. Decide who you're going to work with. Start pulling the comparable sales in the neighborhood, and again, make sure all your ducks in a row on the mortgage side, on your finance side, and get everything handled. Again, Alex, before we were talking about keeping the existing house, rentals are up. So that's another reason why, as Harry mentioned, can you buy the new house? It's just like any old-fashioned deal, and keep your existing house. If your intentions are to sell the house, great. If not, can you rent that house out, qualify for the new ones? Yeah, some of you are not prepared to be landlords, but others definitely. Can you manage one property? Probably. You probably could manage it. And if it's something you're not interested in, then, of course, get the house out on the market.
Again, it's an old school deal. As long as you qualify with both payments, and like Harry mentioned, you have to have some reserves. You can't have, $20 in your bank account and all of a sudden buy another house and keep your old one, because what if the furnace goes? I mean, you can't, as a lender, we can't perpetuate a buy and bail. We have to make sure you're going to actually rent that house or sell it. And, everyone's got to work together.
We want to work with people that have good intentions. Absolutely. Let's try Aaron out there from Fenton. Good morning. What's going on in Fenton, Aaron?
Good morning.
What's up, man?
Morning, Aaron.
Good. I just had a couple questions. I got a mortgage and I got a home equity loan that's, probably 8 years old or so, and I was just wondering if I could refinance and get them combined together, to combine the payments, lessen my payment and stuff like that.
You probably can. It's really going to hinge on what the house is worth. What's the value of your property right now, sir?
It's probably, I'm going to just take a ballpark, probably around the 80s, 90s.
And what do you owe on it between the two mortgages?
104 on the one and probably 12 on the other.
Yes, here's a scoop, man. We can probably, if that first loan is backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, I can refinance that one and lower the rate. You're not going to be able to wrap those two together, unfortunately. What I do for the majority of my clients is I encourage them to take the savings on the first mortgage and just pay off the second. So we can save a couple $100 on the first, just shift it over to the second and pay that thing off and be done with it.
Yes.
It's a pretty easy deal, man. I'll call you for the show and get it taken care of for you.
Okay.
Good deal. Thanks, Aaron.
All right.
Thank you.
See you, man.
Again, hate to hear that one. A little bit heavy on the balance there versus what's going on in the neighborhood. Always check to see what's going on.
It, though.
All right. 248-539-9797. Maybe we can answer some questions that'll help you get through things. We talked about maybe touching on credit. Definitely one of the most annoying experiences you can ever have in a lifetime is to find out that there's problems on your credit report, if there's some fraud or something like that. So, again, sort of get in front of this. If you want to refinance or maybe purchase a new home, definitely have us run your credit report, find out what it takes to get a mortgage. If you think there's something funky on your credit from years ago and you moved away from that address and you haven't heard from that creditor.
Or if you're hoping that it just goes away.
It usually doesn't, does it?
Does not go away. And truthfully, everybody knows if they have bad things on their credit report. It's very rare that you're surprised that there's something wrong with your credit report. Because, yes, you do get notices in the mail. They will track you down. You will get the phone calls because people are paid to collect on that debt. So please don't say that you're surprised that it's showing up on your credit report. Can it be legitimate? Yeah, there could be medical collections that you thought your insurance company was going to take care of. Those are legitimate, and those can be surprises. That does happen from time to time, but certainly not late car payments, late mortgage payments, late credit card payments. You know when you're not paying your bills on time.
Definitely. What if I want to fly someone in and I just don't want to make my payment?
We've heard lots of reasons.
You mean they called for the money?
Have a nice dinner.
You mean I didn't pay for it and someone came looking for the money? Oh,
no. Of course, always continuing the conversation about refinancing, again, whether you have a conventional FHA or VA loan for that matter.
If you borrowed the money from Tony Soprano, you would never call him and say, "Hey man, I can't make this payment. I gotta fly cousin Jimmy in." But if you borrow from a multi-million-dollar lender, then it's okay.
It's all good.
Got it. Okay. Same page, guys.
Hey, definitely take a look at reducing the years on your mortgage. As we run those numbers so often at the office, we find that reducing the years will save you thousands and thousands of dollars. Alex, you mentioned refinancing maybe go back to a 30-year, save that money, pay off your second mortgage. Yeah, that's a great strategy. Free up some cash. Or take it another route. Maybe drop it down and get a 15-year mortgage. Maybe pay an extra $100, $200 towards that first mortgage. Build equity, and maybe in 4 or 5 years you will have a better equity position where you can add the two loans together.
One of the cool things I've been doing with my clients, and I like to stretch it out long term, and do the whole picture, is that if you're 7 years into a 30-year fixed, and I'm saving you $300 a month, let's re-amortize it for 23 years.
There you go.
You know, I mean, you're still going to save $100 a month, but keep making the higher payment. The whole point of a mortgage is to pay it off. And if you free up $300 a month, don't buy the four-wheeler. Don't buy the jet ski. Keep making the payment you're making right now. And it's unfortunate. Like I said, we at the start of the show, Harry. Some people they're their own worst enemy. You know, you save them X amount of dollars a month, and it's the ink's not even dry yet, and they're finding a way to spend it.
All right, let's go to a call here. We've got Brian out there in Wall Lake. Good morning, Brian. You're live on the ticket. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Morning, Brian.
Really like the show. I wanted to call to see if I could get some advice on some options. My wife and I were looking at a construction loan out in Milford. We want to buy some land and then build on it. And the current position we're in, we own our condo here in Commerce. We owe about $70,000 on it. A couple comps right next to us sold for about $205,000. We got about $30,000 in cash reserves right now for a possible down payment. We're looking to start building hopefully at some point this year and then move in, in the spring where we'd like to sell our house. We're sitting pretty good, but I'm wondering, are there 15-year products out there that we wouldn't have to come up with we got about 10% down with the whole 20% down before they start breaking ground on the property? How's that work?
Brian, there's no chance of you getting a construction loan with less than 20% down. If you're talking about a loan to buy the land, hire an architect, hire a general contractor, and you're going to take draws from that, you got to have 20% down. I mean, it's black and white, man.
Well, what about if, since, we owe 70 on our current house and then, there's comps around 200, could I get, like a home equity for the other $30,000 and use that?
You
Is
could.
that an option? Or?
It used to be called a bridge loan. Back in the olden days, we used to do them. I haven't heard of anybody doing those now. It sounds you got a pretty complex situation there. I mean, let me call after the show. It's probably going to be, a 15-20 minute conversation to see how we can structure it for you. But I'd be happy to work with you, and we'll figure it out, man.
All right, cool, man.
Cool. Thanks, Brian. See you, buddy.
All right, another great call. Anyone who's out there considering new constructions, lots of ways to do it. You can go hire a builder. Some of them will finance the project all on your own, or you might have to go ahead and get construction.
We had some guys on, last week where, they're new construction houses, but you don't need a new construction loan.
Exactly.
You do what's called an end loan, where the builder's it's in his sub, he's already building the house, everything's done, and you pay him at the end. You can still sit down with him, you can still design your house and pick the colors and all that, but you're not doing, the architect and the paying for the lot and all that other BS.
All right, that was another show here. If you want to call Capital Mortgage, we're open all weekend long. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Send us an email, mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. For Alex Nafusi, Harry Glantz, I'm Harvey Freed. We got Pat Caputo and sports all day long. Keep it here.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Capital Mortgage Funding is a proud division of United Shore Financial Services, NMLS number 3038, Equal Housing Lender. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.
Been hearing about appraisal issues in the marketplace today? This is Realtor Jeff Glover. Did you know that 2/3 of pending offers never make it to the closing table? That's why a year ago we developed the Maximum Appraisal Guarantee. We've been able to help hundreds of sellers overcome this appraisal issue using this technique. But don't just take it from me.
Hi, this is Don